Andy Goldsworthy, a British sculptor renowned in his field, that creates temporary landscape art installations out of sticks, stones, and anything and everything else that he finds outside. Much of Goldsworthy's land art is transient and ephemeral, leading many to view it as a comment on the Earth's fragility. But for Goldsworthy, the picture is more complicated.
There's two different ways of looking at the world. You can walk on the path, or you can walk through the hedge. And I think that's the beauty of art, that it just makes you step aside off the normal way of walking or looking. Now here I am working with the stone, grinding them down, and I spend all this time, several hours, making a little pile of pigment that I will make into a ball and throw into the river, and there'll be a splash. And that's just an instant in that cycle of stone as it goes through its process of solidification. And I think it's a little memory in the life of a stone, but very much in the spirit of in the nature of stone. When I make a work, I often take it to the very edge of its collapse. And that's a very beautiful balance. Just the idea of trying to understand colour, the colour of things, what is there, what colours are there, is very important to me. To find the most intense red, or the black, or the yellow, or the green, and concentrate it into these patches. These are just examinations of what colours are there. Because I see the world in colour. I mean, black and white photographs look great, but the point about my art is that I learn through what I'm making. I go to nature not to impose things upon it, but to feed from it, to try and understand what is going on. And colour is a very important part of that, to try and understand the nature of colour, what colour means. Water is very important to colour. It is a way of activating colour and releasing colour, bringing it to life. And a leaf is many different colours depending upon where it is placed and in which light and in which circumstances it's used. And finding the right place to extract colour, to draw out that colour, to generate that energy is as important as finding the material. The human presence is always there in what I make. I'm not trying to mimic nature. The things that I make are by me. I hope they are sensitive to the materials and the place, and my body is a part of that, and I will often use my hands and my body to make the work. Trying to get beyond the object is very important to me, that they're not just objects that I'm making, but it's an atmosphere, it's a space, it's a place that I'm trying to understand. For most of the time I use whatever is around. Normally I don't know even what I'm going to make that day. I go out, the day starts. It starts by picking up leaves. It's a response to the weather, the light, and I will use thorns or spit rather than glue. Not because I'm trying to play the primitive, but that's the best way to make the works. And I love that idea of finding not just the material, but the means to work the material from the place. There's a huge sense of freedom about that. You know, as Brancusi said about photography, why talk about sculpture when I can photograph it? And it is a language to talk about your sculpture. There will always be, it's not intended to replace the sculpture, and the sculpture is not being made for the photograph, but the photograph is a very important result of the work, and it's the way I look at it through photography. It's the way I look at what I've made in the past and can see the links between various things. It is a language. It's my own language as well as a language that I can use to talk with you about it too. I think a good work is a moment of understanding and clarity in a very chaotic situation, like a shaft of light that just penetrates it. And for a moment it's very clear.